you have to make that damned racket?
I think he's dead.
What?
Mr. Pollard, he was supposed to be at Village Hall and there's no sign of him.
And that means he's dead?
Well, you hear about it, don't you? Old people just going to bed and dying.
Eric Pollard isn't old.
He's over 50.
So am I.
Well, you know what I mean, then. And if he was alive, this would work him.
That racket will wake up all the inhabitants of the graveyard, let alone Eric Pollard.
Get very lost.
I can't get into Village Hall, so I'm going to a cafe for my breakfast. Do you think he heard me?
Probably. But I'll tell the organ grinder that you're going to Kathy's tea rooms.
Organ grinder?
Never mind. Just my little joke.
In the summer, we could earn 100, 140 pounds a week. Lots of farms do it.
Summer's over.
Well, so we don't get many people to start with, but at least it will give us an idea of how it goes.
I don't fancy the idea of sharing my bathroom with God knows who.
You're up and about by 6, holiday makers aren't.
There might be if they've been on ale all night. Then there's courting couples.
Well, they won't be up at 6.
No. They might be a bit noisy when you try and have a kip.
Thanks, Ned. There's a cup of tea for you in the kitchen, but just hang on a minute while I go and put some weed killer in it.
So, what's on today, boss? Today we're going to Home Farm to see a full horse that won't be full much longer.
We?
Well, I thought you might like a little more experience in case you meet another boy like Daniel Weir.
I definitely prefer it when you're rowing. The question is, should this form of surgery be applied to young Mr. Fowler? Biff's just a friend.
I think that means she hasn't decided.
Oh, might be a good idea if he knew what you were teaching her. Black, I take it, Eric?
Can you have Alka-Seltzer and coffee?
I don't think so.
Black is fine.
You were out with Mrs. Plod again last night, weren't you?
Not exactly.
All right. Did you stay in, did you?
I did. She didn't.
Was that like a game?
There are all sorts of games women play, Sam. It's beyond a mere man to understand the rules.
I like games. Me and our Butch played strip poker with our Tina once. Butch reckoned it'd be the only way I'd ever see her last without clothes on.
You played strip poker with your sister?
Aye. She won't tell us where she did in our clothes for 3 days afterwards. Oh, we got her to take off with one shoe. Me and our Butch lost the lot. It was December and all.
Let that be a lesson to you. They either take your money or your clothes, or they steal your heart. Once it wasn't even my fault.
What weren't?
I simply paid the price of being a man.
Paid? Do you mean she's on the game?
Come on. There's work to be done.
Hey, Eric. How much did she charge?
You look splendid, Terry. Britt can't fail to be impressed.
Hey, we're talking about same woman, Al. If the mood's on her, Britt wouldn't be impressed with the gladiators with a kit off carrying Tom Cruise and a silver platter. Then again.
She'll be more than pleased to see you. You're making the first move. And call me old-fashioned, but women like that sort of thing. Flowers wouldn't go amiss.
Flowers?
Yes, flowers. Trust me. Despite being classed as a member of the living dead by a dingle of all people, I do know how to treat a woman. I'm sorry, a lady.
No, she wouldn't fall for an old un like that. If I take her flowers, she'll think I'm guilty of something.
And if she asks you what you're guilty of, what's your reply?
How'll she know about that blonde bird at the Doncaster match?
No. How about, Britt, I am only guilty of loving you, and these flowers are a token of that love.
No, then she'd definitely think I were guilty of something. Or bar me. Hey, I love her like hell, Al. You know that.
Has it ever occurred to you that she probably thinks the same about you?
Aye. But then I wake up and realise that instead of me, she chose a pub with a big screen telly and 7 bouncers on the door.
Now then, Tiger, what are you up to?
You don't want to know.
Oh, and how do you know I don't?
OK, you can come and watch. I'm just about to geld this foal.
Oh, on second thoughts, I am a bit busy.
Thought you might be.
Well, I'm not later if you fancy doing something.
Like what?
How about bowling?
In the village hall with the old men. No tar.
10 pin. And Skipdale.
Yeah, all right then. Best get on.
Yeah.
Other people have work to do if you don't.
I'm on my way.
Have you seen David?
He's gone to the pub for dinner.
Oh.
Thanks, pal.
Yeah, well, I hope you know what you're doing.
Yeah, so do I. Doing B&Bs is against everything I've ever stood for.
What's wrong in moving into the 20th century at last?
I'm a farmer, Frank. I leave tourists to redcoats like you.
I thought farming was about money. Tourists are like sheep, Jack, waiting to be fleeced.
There's a bit of a difference between your holiday village and my back bedroom.
Well, you have to move with the times, Jack. I mean, look at me in this place.
He's got a point, you know. And when you think about it, your back's in about the same state as British farming. Either could go any minute. So if you get a chance to make another few of quid, lad, I should take it.
I know. Don't know which grieves me most. The thought of taking in tourists or admitting that Frank here could be right.
So, is the lucky lady Linda? Oh, yes. We're going bowling. Bowling? Oh, I used to go bowling with Paula. Not quite good, is it, actually? Yeah. Mind you, it's not the same now, on your own. Yeah, well, I'd love to invite you, but you know how it is. Yeah. I guess it's a quiet night in the wool pack then for me, playing darts with Seth. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, Dad.
How are you, love?
Fine. You?
I heard about those posters. Might not be as satisfying as flattening Adlington, but a heck of a lot more effective.
Might have made things worse in some ways.
How do you mean? If he's looking for more trouble, he's come to the right place.
Leave it, Dad.
Stay in the car.
Why were you calling Eric an organ grinder this morning? Is it like that rhyming slang?
Are you going to tell him, Alan? Or sell him a bag of peanuts?
Dad, Haddington's outside of Frank Tate. Could be trouble.
Oh, great. No.
Call yourself a man, letting lasses do your fighting for you.
Ken, no more, please.
Shut it!
Come down off there and I'll give you more of what you got last time.
Don't listen to him, he's just trying to cause trouble.
He's got more trouble than he can handle the day he's trying to rape you.
Don't, the court case.
Yes, Daddy. Think about how much you'd like to hit me, but you can't, because you're going to jail tomorrow for the last time you tried it on.
The only thing I regret is not hurting you more. Breaking your arms, maybe, so you couldn't hit your wife.
That's naught to do with you.
I'm glad you brought her to the village, because now we can see what sort of man you really are.
Frank.
Please, you've all had your fun. Let's stop now.
We all know what your old man's idea of fun is, don't we?
You're brave with all your pals about.
Go on, hit him. Kick him in the slats.
If ever you want to make it just me and you, name the time and place, because you'll find that blokes are a bit different. We it back.
I don't have to prove myself to you.
No, you don't. We already know what you are, and we don't like it. Now take a word of advice. Never, ever set foot in this village again, because if you do, we'll finish what Frank started, and we'll make sure you never hurt a woman again.
Get in.
It's all right, love.
I don't want you going to prison for that piece of scum.
Even if they throw the key away, it'd be worth it. He wouldn't dare touch anyone in this village again.
Long day.
I thought working in the stables at hard graft is nothing compared with this.
Hey, in that case, being so fit, you wouldn't mind getting 2 mountain bikes going over to Watton for a pint.
What, then back home over the tops?
Yeah, if you want.
Sounds terrific.
Oh.
You enjoy it, time babysitting for Nick.
Oh, that's a relief. Is it a one-man job, or do you need help holding her down?
Babysitting's not too boring for a thrusting young executive.
You mean the bloke that's just had to traipse all the way down to corn merchants because they didn't deliver to the stables? That high-powered bloke?
You should have sent our Nick.
Oh, I'm trying to avoid him, because he's trying to fix himself up with something to do tonight. Now he's conned his sister into babysitting.
Are you going out tonight? Who with? The only blokes that'll be seen round me these days is our Sam and Butch, and I'm almost fancying them.
Oh, lass like you'll never be short of fellas. Only you'll not always be able to talk about it.
Well, there's been a few I'd care not to mention.
I mean, when I was your age, fellas couldn't keep their hands off me, you know. Oh, no. I suppose you've noticed I've still got it, the hello.
No.
Oh, stop kidding us, Auntie, no? Well, there's Eric Pollard, isn't there, for one? Oh, yes.
No, he's got a car.
There's a few more and all that'd like to buy me a brandy and baby sham. I've seen it in their eyes. Men, they're all simple.
I take it we're all me dads, though, eh? Or did an orangutan walk by one night? Hey, Sam, how'd you fancy bananas for tea?
Yeah, all right.
That were a lucky guess.
Do you know your trouble, Tina Dingle? You're too clever for your own good.
Yeah, well, that's not a problem our Sam will ever have, is it?
Well, Sam, love, how did your day go?
Great. Mr. Pollard was so hungover, he brought me breakfast and dinner and never asked for change.
You stupid thing, you don't steal off him. Mr. Pollard's been very good to you. Did he say out about me?
No. They were on about that copper, Babs. She's dumped him.
I could tell me and him had something special. Chemistry between us, you know. She didn't measure up her. But him being a true gent like, he's telling the world that she chucked him. Hey, Tina, you make the tea. I'm going upstairs. I'm going to check if I've still got a full set of false nails.
David,
Oh, hiya.
you've been avoiding me.
What makes you think that?
You tell me.
I haven't.
I want to see you tonight.
Tonight, I can't.
Fetch you.
Really?
Go on. Bet your job on it.
Don't do this to me, Kim.
Then don't do this to me. The wine bar in Houghton.
Kathy's expecting me to babysit with her.
Babysitting? Come on. We can do much, much better than that, can't we?
I promised.
And you don't want to break a promise?
I want to. You know I do, but I can't.
You can. 8 o'clock. I've got something special planned.
What?
You'll just have to be patient, won't you?
Something like them pigs in here again?
Well, I tried to keep him out, Dad, but Mum says Sam and Butch live here too.
You're about as funny as a barbed wire bog seat. Where's me mum? And where's me tea?
It's coming from upstairs.
Right, tea's up.
That's not tea. Tea's hot.
Well, put some pepper on it then.
Sandwiches aren't tea.
I don't cook.
No wonder you can't get a bloke. Where's your mum?
Upstairs.
What is that, Pong?
What's up with you lot?
What's with the fancy gear then, my little gooseberry?
Just going to the shop for some milk.
Milk? You dress like that to go and get milk?
You know what that Viv Windsor's like? She wears you up and down like a butcher at a meat market when you go in that shop. Right, I'm off then. I won't be long.
Hey, you're not going anywhere smelling like that. Especially now that Casanova Pollard's on the rampage.
Don't stop.
And if he sees you dressed like that...
I'm a married woman.
Aye. A married woman who doesn't know the effect she's having on men.
You're not jealous, are you?
They say we're young and we don't know.
Oh, Zack, it's ages since you sang that song.
Won't find out until we grow.
They say our love won't pay the rent.
Before it's earned, our money's always spent. Hey, I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
Tell you what, Nick, why don't you have a word with Pollard? Tell him about your love life. That'll cheer him up. You're a real pal, you know that, Biff. Anytime, mate. Right, we off?
Sure. What are you going to do then, Nick?
Oh, just stay here, you know, get stewed, have a packet of pot scratchings, you know, usual.
Well, why do you come with us?
You what? No, I thought we were going... yeah, no, that'd be great. Thanks very much. You know, I love bowling, Biff.
Right.
It's great.
Ah, ladies, what can I get you?
G&Ts, please, Alan. Large ones.
Are you celebrating or drowning your sorrows?
A bit of both, really. Work's going well. And so he's been filling me in about this lunchtime.
Yes. How are you now, my dear? That must have been very upsetting for you.
I think today's put a lot of things in perspective. I know I had a lucky escape with that man, but his wife doesn't have the chance to get away.
There must be something the police could do.
It's just another domestic to them, isn't it? They're more interested in prosecuting people like Frank.
Well, I hope he finds a sympathetic magistrate. Some of them take a very dim view of people taking the law into their own hands.
Thank you, Alan.
Well, yeah, I didn't mean, you know, only...
There's the first graduate of the brewery's etiquette for bar staff, of course.
Terry, the reunion didn't go well.
I was as welcome as a maggot in a bowl of rice.
Well, she was nervous. I mean, it's upsetting for her, too.
It wasn't difficult for Brit. Oh, no, she said she forgot that I were going. She had an appointment with her hairdresser to get her highlights done. She gave me half an hour, a cup of cold coffee, and the suggestion that I write first if I want to go again.
Remember the first time what you sang that song, I Got You, Babe? It was on that coach trip to Blackpool.
Aye. Yeah, we saw Jean Vincent and Manfred Watsey on the pier. That Joe Sugden went and all. He used to fancy you, you know.
He didn't.
Well, I'm telling you. Right little beggar with Joe. He used to tell all the girls that they were his first. Never mind etchings, he used to take them up to the farm to see his ferret.
Oh, he didn't.
You'd be amazed the number that fell for it and all.
Oh, passion's a funny thing, isn't it? I mean, take that Eric Pollard.
Take him. I'd like to take him apart.
He's a man with urges. I can tell he can't control them. I mean, a woman, well, some women, any road, they can manipulate him to their own purposes.
I don't like the sound of this.
Well, you see, all I wanted to do was make sure our Sam was all right, because our Sam can't help himself. I mean, the lights are on, but nobody's at home. And you see, I used my feminine wiles to make Eric think, well, things, you know. I did it for our Sam.
There's me getting all jealous.
I can't deny I didn't enjoy it, though. You look like Clark Kent going in the phone box, or that jolly green giant.
Incredible Hulk now.
Oh, him and all. Bet you could push your buttons any time you wanted. Don't be turning green on me, though.
You're an heck of a woman, Nellie Dingle.
So are you, Zach. So are you.
Yes! Woohoo! Come on, Biff, make a game of it, will you?
You're supposed to let go.
Tell you what, this is the best laugh I've had in ages. Having a brilliant time. Right then, fancy a drink?
Yeah, why not? Come on.
Great.
Another pint, Dave?
No, Tom.
What is it with me? My wife's gone out seeing someone about some riding lessons or something. My farm manager's not enough of a creep to let me buy him drinks.
It's not my fault. For once, I behaved like a gentleman. But because of her husband being the cad that he is, she has decided to do without men, including me. And I, with the temptations of Nellie Dingle, decided to do without women.
Aye, well, I'm with you on that one, Eric. Hey, gents, let's have a conversation about the things that us blokes enjoy. You know, like sports, fast cars.
Women?
Hey, it's all right for you, Frank. You're married to best-looking woman this side of... Well, Next to Kathy, eh, Dave?
Hey, what do you want me to say? He's my boss. Kathy's my girlfriend.
Well, if it helps, I'll swap them both for Nellie Dingle.
You may laugh, but Zack and Nellie Dingle have that rare, elusive, compact binding them together. No one on this planet would touch them with a barge pole.
I'll have 2 pints for Pinky and Perky here and something special for me.
Oh, I am. Well, what have you got in mind?
Surprise me.
Hey, with the football on telly tonight?
Aye. On satellite.
Why don't we stay at home and watch it then?
We haven't got satellite, thicko.
So what's my dad watching?
Here, mastermind, explain it to him.
Have you tried the birds and the bees?
Oh, don't be soft.
We'll try wellies and sheep then.
Hey, this is my mum and dad you're talking about.
What are you on about?
Do you know where we came from?
Aye, over Connalton way.
Terry, how do you explain adult relationships to a bloke with an IQ at room temperature?
Oh, it's beyond me, darling.
Oh, I doubt that. Listen, Sam, do you remember the night Ian Botham came? Do you remember how Mam was making eyes at him?
Aye. I bet he's got a satellite dish.
Eh?
Football and other sports like that.
Wrestling.
Aye. Maybe they're not watching telly at all. Maybe they're doing wrestling for men and women, you know.
Get off me mum and me dad. Everyone knows men and women don't do wrestling together.
Gin and tonic and a pint of bitter, please.
I tell you, you're quite good at this, Linda.
Do you really think so? I didn't have a clue, you know.
No, really?
I'd not got you down as a bad loser.
Nick, yours is the one with loads of onions on it.
How's your thumb?
Bit sore.
Look, Biff, if you want to get off home, don't let me and Linda stop you.
Yeah, I bet she'll look after you. She'll give you some nice cocoa and tuck you up in bed.
Right, shall we have another game then?
Yeah, why not? Come on.
No, I'll do.
Hi. Thought you weren't coming.
Where you want me to go then?
You'd rather be somewhere else?
No. There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Good. Don't make too much noise. Alice is fast asleep.
Well, you'll have to find a way of keeping me quiet then, won't you?
If you insist.
Keep the change.
Which episode of Agatha Christie's Marple is ITV3's most wanted? Tune in Saturday at 7 to find out if your favourite is the one.